Insurance covers it all. alphainsurance.com. Tweet questions at AU Sports Network or email aubtigertalk@gmail.com. Tonight's show is also brought to you by Alabama Power. At Alabama Power, we give 100% to achieve 99.9% dependability. Our commitment helps deliver power for a better Alabama. By Wind Creek Hotel and Casino. With 3 Alabama locations in Atmore, Montgomery, and Wetumpka, you can escape every day at Wind Creek Hotel and Casino and windcreekcasino.com. The Alabama Department of Public Health. Together, we can create the best opportunity to support health and well-being for all Alabamians. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/COVID-19. And by the simple southern goodness of Golden Flake, celebrating 65 years as the official salty snack of the Auburn Tigers. Now, the host of Tiger Talk, alongside Brad Law, here's the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham.
Oh, what a weekend on the Auburn campus, and it all begins tonight. Women's basketball against number 1 South Carolina in an hour. Number 5 gymnastics against number 9 LSU tomorrow night here. And then third-ranked Alabama at Neville Arena on Saturday on Outlive Saturday. Good evening and War Eagle. This is Tiger Talk from Neville Arena, presented by Alpha Insurance with Brad Law and Jacob Hillman. I'm Andy Burcham. Leading off tonight, we'll talk Auburn women's basketball with Associate Head Coach and Director of Recruiting, Demetria Buchanan. The Tigers host defending national champ South Carolina at 7. Britt Bowen, Dr. Larry Teixeira have the call on FM Talk 93.9 at 6:45. Auburn back on the road at Alabama Sunday at 4. We'll also talk men's basketball with head coach Bruce Pearl. The Tigers host Alabama Saturday at 1. It's the Outlive game. ESPN's Game Day will be on the Plains. Hope you have your tickets. Sonny Smith, Brad Law join me on the call at 12:30. K.D. Johnson joins us courtside at Neville Arena tonight. Always high energy off the bench for the Tigers. He's scored double figures in 3 of his last 4 games. And then 5th-ranked Gymnastics will host number 9 LSU tomorrow night at 7:30. The Queen, Darian Goborn, wraps up the show with us tonight. Also this weekend, women's tennis plays at Ohio State, or plays against Ohio State in the ITA Indoor Championship in Seattle starting tomorrow. Track and field on the road in Nashville and Clemson. Softball opens its season in the MFCA Leadoff Classic in Clearwater, Florida. The Tigers play St. John's and Fordham starting at 12:30. J.J. Jackson on the call on Tiger 95.9 FM at 12:15. Men's tennis on the road at Old Dominion tomorrow, then at home against Wisconsin on Sunday. Stay tuned. We're back with Demetria Buchanan as Tiger Talk, presented by Alpha Insurance from Neville Arena tonight, continues in a moment.
All right, everyone, let's hit the road.
Mom, who's this?
Oh, that's Michelle. She's our Alpha agent. She helped me file that auto claim fast after that accident last week, so I figured we'd bring her with us.
Breakfast burrito?
All right, 200 miles before we stop. I hope you've all used the bathroom. Michelle, you good?
Before a little thing becomes a big thing, call your Alpha agent.
Kia of Auburn is happy to connect the Kia brand to the Auburn fans. Our winning lineup has something for everyone at almost any budget. SUVs like the Telluride, Sorento, and Sportage. You prefer a sedan? Check out the Rio, Forte, Soul, or the Sporty Stinger. And don't forget our new multi-purpose vehicles, the Carnival, or our amazing hybrid or electric vehicles. Kia of Auburn is a proud supporter of Auburn Athletics. Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1. Whoa, Regal.
The 2-minute warning, the caution flag, the 4. At PNC Bank, we believe in the power of a helpful watch out. That's why we created Low Cash Mode, the new financial watch out that gives you multiple options and at least 24 hours of extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Low Cash Mode on Virtual Wallet from PNC Bank. Available on all virtual wallet products. To learn more, visit pnc.com/lowcashmode. Copyright 2021, the PNC Financial Services Group, Inc. All rights reserved. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
And the celebration begins at Auburn's Neville Arena. The game has changed, and the future of Auburn athletics now demands a strong name, image, and likeness program. I'm Andy Burcham, and I urge you to support On to Victory, the name, image, and likeness collective for Auburn student athletes. Please take this opportunity to improve the lives of our players and give our teams the best chance of success. Learn more at ontovictory.com.
Things we take for granted, ordinary opportunities for parents and their children, can be a foster child's extraordinary. You have the power to do something positive that will change the life of a young person right here in Alabama. Open your heart and open your home to a foster child today. For more information, visit www.dhr.alabama.gov or call 1-866-64-AL-KIDS. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Human Resources, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Submit questions by emailing aubtigertalk@gmail.com. Now, back to Tiger Talk, presented by Alpha Insurance.
With Andy Burcham, I'm Brad Law. We are broadcasting live tonight from Neville Arena. Women's basketball is taking on top-ranked South Carolina in less than an hour. Associate head coach Demetria Buchanan joins us now. Coach, thank you so much for taking time here. This is it's like 0 hour here.
I know, right? It's do or die. It's do or die.
What? Boy, there's a lot to talk about here in just a few minutes. You guys are playing so much better than when you met this team in their place a month or so ago. Talk about the difference that this team has kind of grown up through over the last month.
Yeah, I just think our girls are settling down, especially our young players that play a lot of minutes. They kind of know what to expect going into these games, and we're doing a better job of sharing the ball and being a lot more patient on offense. Coach Fred has done a really good job with our different defensive schemes throughout these last few games, and our girls have really bought into it and executed very well.
What has changed from a defensive standpoint on the floor? Give us some X's and O's in the change defensively with the team.
Yeah, it just kind of depends on who we're playing. There are some games where we want to slow it down. And this is going to be one of those games where we definitely want to slow it down. We want to make them run some clock, and we want to run some clock as well. We want to, be able to be as patient as possible, but in our last few games, we've mixed it up just based on the personnel of the teams that we've had. We might have pressed more against some people than others. We knew that Arkansas didn't have that much depth, so, we threw a little bit of press at them in the second half. We installed a matchup zone that worked out really good for us versus Kentucky. And so I think, those different things, how regarding ball screens changes, from game to game just based on personnel. And so those things have really played a part in us being successful.
Their personnel is awfully good for South Carolina. They've earned that #1 ranking. What do you have to do? What are some keys defensively against them tonight?
Yeah, we got to work well together. Like I said, we got to make them take some contested shots. But most importantly, we got to box out. We know we're outmatched size-wise. We got to be physical. We got to get into them. We got to have physical box outs, and we got to be able to get out and run a little bit transition. I think the last time we played against them, our girls were maybe a little confused when we said we wanted to be patient on offense. And they took it as we didn't want to run in transition. There's a difference, and so this game we really want to focus on that, getting out in transition, maybe getting some early easy buckets, and if we don't, then slowing down the pace of the game and being able to move the ball and get a good shot.
South Carolina team went to UConn, won impressively. They've got LSU this weekend. That will be for first place in the SEC.
Yes.
As you get ready for this team tonight, and you look at this Carolina team, and they're big and they're athletic. They're both.
Yes, they're both.
They're very, very good. What can you do in a game like this one tonight? What do you want to try to do other than get the opportunity to run a little bit offensively, defensively against a team that is as high-powered as the defending national champs?
Mix it up. We don't want them to get too comfortable,
Right.
And this is a team that once they know exactly how you're guarding things, they're going to pick you apart. So you might see us switch up our defenses a couple times. And then, like I said, boxing out is going to be really important. I mean, they're crashing the boards at a tremendous rate. And so we got to be able to be physical and keep them off the glass.
You are rarely doing live interviews with 50 minutes to go before tip-off.
I know, right?
So
It's
what?
different.
So again, let me reiterate: we appreciate you doing this. But I would be curious, what is this time typically like? What are you typically doing at this point before a game?
Just reiterating the points that we made the last couple of days. We go in the locker room and we kind of rehash the things that we're going to be looking for offensively, what they like to do offensively. But honestly, like as a coach that's out here with them warming up, I'm looking at them to see if I feel like they're ready. And I looked at our post players today, and they're sweating. If you look at Maya, Carissa as they're running by here right now, Owen as they're running by, they're sweating, which means they're ready to go, they're loose, and they're locked in, they're focused.
You talked about Carissa. Boy, she had a big game here a couple games back for you. What has been the key to her progression throughout this season?
I just think her focusing and locking in on what we're trying to get done. A lot of the things that we were installing at the beginning of the year was new to her.
Yeah.
She had never done it before in AAU or high school, and so I think for her, just being able to kind of learn how to play the game a little bit has really benefited her down the stretch. And just her being physical, she's undersized, but she's really strong in the paint. And so being able to use that as an advantage against smaller post players, but then being able to face up a little bit against bigger post players, I think has been her advantage, and she's really locking in and focusing.
How much is a factor for a player like her in her freshman season on the college level to gain that confidence at this point of the year?
Just being in the gym and watching film.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time together in the weeks leading up to these last few games, just being in the gym, her seeing the ball go in, her watching film, seeing what she's doing wrong, seeing what she's doing right, and executing that in practice, and then that gives her the confidence to be able to do it in game.
Honesty, this is the kind of game that she really thrives in and lives for, right? I mean, she wants to take on the competition like you'll see tonight in South Carolina.
And she's not new to this. She's true to this, you know, like she's the
I like that. We're going to use that one.
Good.
She is true to this. She's been on the big stage, you know, even going back to her days at Baylor. She's played in this league for the longest. She's played a lot of minutes, you know, so I think her expertise and her being able to be a leader out on the floor for us, especially with just leading by example, I think will help get everybody else going.
I've got to ask you this. What kind of effect, if any, does Sunday's game? And I know that had to be a frustrating ball game to come all the way back and have that shot for you at the end against Arkansas.
It was tough, but, you know, we really preach next play mentality.
Okay.
We have to do that in games. You know, you make a mistake in a game and you have to move on. And so we learned from our mistakes in that game, but it was honestly, let's move on to South Carolina and figure out ways that we can, you know, come out here and compete. It was definitely tough on those girls.
Sure.
And honestly, you really want to have a team that it hurts to lose like that. You know, they were hurt in that locker room, and we just hope that that becomes ammunition for them to come out and play hard in this game.
So I know you're focused on this game tonight. That's really the only thing in your vision right now. But I want to ask generally, as you go about building this program, and Coach Jay and the rest of the staff go about building the program, how do you balance the want to win absolutely every game right now with understanding that it's a building process and you got to have some patience?
Yeah, it's hard. That's really hard, actually, because, of course, as competitors and for us as coaches, like, us being able to get them to execute a game plan is, like, our game. Like, that, I want to play. Like, I want to play tonight. But I cannot. So that's the hard part, is just understanding that they are young and they're going to make mistakes. But honestly, at this point in the year, like, you know, they're not young anymore. They've been playing a ton of minutes. And so, you know, as far as patience goes, we're deep this year. We have a lot of people coming off the bench that last year we didn't. So if there are some things that we've been harping on that they haven't been catching, hey, we got the luxury this year of putting somebody else in and seeing if they can get it done. So it's been a tough process, like having that patience, but I'm really proud of our growth so far and looking forward to our growth in the future.
Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We wish you all the best.
Thank you,
War
guys.
Eagle.
Appreciate you.
All right, that's Demetria Buchanan, Auburn Women's Basketball Associate Head Coach. So good to join us for a few minutes here on Tiger Talk. Tonight's show brought to you in part by AL.com. They have weekly shows. They have lots of pre- and post-game coverage. Follow the Tigers, AL.com, and find them on Facebook as well, the AL.com Auburn Tigers Facebook page. AL.com for everything Auburn fans need to know. Well, if you're watching the Auburn Tigers Facebook or YouTube page, you see who just sat down.
Main man just sat down.
Men's basketball head coach Bruce Pearl. And the camera's squarely on him, too. We made sure he was centered.
Yeah. This is impressive.
Yeah.
This is a really this is a cool setup right here.
We don't do anything halfway now.
I was worried because because we had the headphones on, so we could hear each other.
Yeah.
But it's really loud. It can get loud in here.
Sure. Yeah.
But you guys can kind of hear each other, so the noise kind of gets muffled out a little bit.
Love it.
It's true.
Yeah.
For better or for worse, we can hear each other. All right, we're going to take a break, and we're going to have BP with us here on Tiger Talk. Stay close. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
From Auburn to Corvallis to Omaha, the Tigers are going to the College World Series.
February 17th, the Tigers return to the Diamond.
Comes where? He makes the catch going to his knees.
Bases clearing double by Cole Foster.
This is your home for Auburn baseball.
That one sails into the night and over the wall.
He struck him out swinging. A complete game victory for Joseph Gonzalez.
The Auburn Sports Network.
This is the moment you've been waiting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our home.
When you step onto the court and into the spotlight. The moment to show that hard work and long days pay off. Because when that final shot leaves your hands and we leave our seats, that powerful moment connects us all.
Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
Power for a better Alabama.
Hey, I'm Charles Barkley. Call for a Redmont and water at bars and restaurants throughout the great state of Alabama. Redmont Vodka, available at select ABC stores and package stores. Redmont Vodka is 8 times distilled, gluten-free, and is made from non-GMO corn. Looking to support a local business? Redmont Distilling is Alabama proud and minority owned. Learn more online at redmontdistilling.com.
Things we take for granted, ordinary opportunities for parents and their children, can be a foster child's extraordinary. You have the power to do something positive that will change the life of a young person right here in Alabama. Open your heart and open your home to a foster child today. For more information, visit www.dhr.alabama.gov or call 1-866-64-AL-KIDS. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Human Resources, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Welcome you back to Tiger Talk, presented by Alpha Insurance. Tonight we're on location at Neville Arena before the Auburn women's basketball game against number 1 South Carolina. By the way, we'll be back at Baumhauer's next Thursday for Tiger Talk. Tonight's show brought to you in part by Wind Creek Casino and Hotel with 3 Alabama locations in Atmore, Montgomery, and Wetumpka. You can escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and Hotel and windcreekcasino.com. We now welcome in, officially, formally, Auburn men's basketball head coach Bruce Pearl.
Andy, Brad, how you guys doing?
We're great. And you?
Good.
Good.
Doing all right.
We were out watching practice a little bit earlier. I mean, you guys were getting after it today, Coach.
You know, I thought it was good. You know, it's always hard after a bit of a day off. You know, so when you play Tuesdays, Wednesday's your day off. We play Missouri Tuesday, so we'll be playing practice Sunday. Anyways, hard to go after a day off. Sometimes, and it took us a little while ago, but we get after it. Look, when you prepare for Alabama, you got to go 94 feet. You know, you got to be able to the transition offense, transition defense. They're so elite, and so I thought the guys did fine, and you know, tomorrow we'll back it off quite a bit, and hope we play with unbelievable effort and energy, and make something special happen on Saturday.
That day off was definitely needed. To watch those guys grind, especially on the defensive end of the floor at Texas A&M and Tennessee. They expended a lot of energy in those 2 games.
Yeah, road game Saturday, road game Tuesday. That's tough. That's a tough one, especially those are a couple of long trips. Like I said before, you know, I've been getting a lot of my ministers and, you know, all my caregivers and, you know, people are sending me Psalm 23 and, you know, whatever. It's not that bad. I'm like, guys, listen. I know a lot of teams, a lot of really good teams that wouldn't go to West Virginia, Tennessee, and Texas A&M and have a chance to win. It's not about moral anything. I can't control outcomes. I don't worry about them. What I control is what we do, and I control the process in some ways. Tennessee, we guarded well enough to win. Texas A&M, we scored well enough to win. You know, both played part in both games. You know, I've been telling people I've got a really good team. This league right now might be better than really good from a standpoint of how good we got to be. We'll need special to win certain games. Can we get it tonight against Alabama? Can we get it Tuesday against Missouri on Valentine's Day? Because we'll need it for both of those. Can we get it Saturday at Vanderbilt when we play a team that just beat Tennessee? So it's a good time. It's a good thing we're playing better because the competition gets better as well. That was Andy's line, by the way, earlier.
So,
just to give him credit.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Talk about the game that Wendell Green had for you Tuesday night, Coach. I mean, boy, it just seemed down the stretch, he kind of put Auburn on his back.
Well, he's done that a lot. And, you know, we got to keep him fresh enough during the course of the game to be able to do it at the end. And we were relying on him, you know, an awful lot. And you know, guys, one of the things about the game is we can put the chess and checkers in certain spots and get certain looks. But at the end of the day, who can make plays? At the end of the day, who can go by his man and make a play? That's probably what we're struggling with the most, in the sense that we need a couple more guys to be able to do that, so it's not all on Wendell. And but then you got your inside game, your post-up game, and those guys got to be able to do that. So it does put a lot of pressure on Wendell, and that's what happens late in games.
To that point, and it's really interesting to really get into the nuts and bolts of the X's and O's of the game. So much of what you're doing offensively can be choreographed, and you got a lot. You got play calls, and guys are supposed to be. I mean, it matters exactly where they are on the floor. But at what point, be it a time in the game or a time on the shot clock, do you just go, okay, it's time to make something happen?
Well, late clock is usually a time when you need that, and late in games. I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's really what you do need to be able to, offensively get something done. I mean, like, for example, Alabama's got 3 elite playmakers.
Yeah.
They got Quinterly. They got Sears, and they got the freshman, Jaden Bradley.
Oh, good.
So you got those 3 elite, and then you got Miller.
Yeah.
And then so they got 4 or 5 guys that can play make. Now, Allen Flanagan, Katie Johnson can both get downhill, but they need angles, and so the ability to play make is and break the defense down, get yourself a shot, or get a teammate a shot. And so, like, for example, we had Jared Harper, Samir Dowdy, and Javon McCormick on the floor together sometimes.
Yeah.
Try guarding that. And that's one of the reasons why that team was so elite.
We noticed that at a couple spots in the game Tuesday night, we saw both Trey Donaldson and Wendell Green Jr. on the floor. Talk about that a little bit, and having your 2 point guards out there at the same time, Coach.
It helped us offensively, Andy. Part of the reason was because of the way Texas A&M guards. You really do need guys that can make plays off a little bit. We call it sort of a chip drill, play off 2 feet, and so we tried that a little bit. It was okay. It wasn't great. Wendell would love to get off the ball and be the recipient of some stuff. And so it was part of the, like, for example, Zeb can defend and make open shots, but Zeb's not going to break anybody down. And so Trey could break it down a little bit. We thought maybe we could get Wendell a couple looks. Didn't really work out that well.
Is it something you look to again?
We could. Okay. We could. I don't know. We could.
Okay. This rivalry, look, I know all the focus is on beating Alabama, and that's the sole focus for this game on Saturday. But to look at now this rivalry and see that 3 out of the last 4 SEC regular season titles or tournament titles, I guess 4 out of the last 5 if you count the year they had a couple of years ago, have gone to either Auburn or Alabama. To see what this rivalry has become, how much do you think of that? How satisfying is that for you as the head coach at Auburn?
I tell you what, people in the state of Alabama should be very proud. I mean, Alabama basketball at this level, you think that would be Tennessee, Kentucky, Florida, somebody else. 2018 we won the regular season championship. 2019 we won the SEC tournament championship. 2020, I guess, two, we won the regular season championship. Those were our 3 championships. And then Alabama won the conference and the tournament in the same year, in the COVID year 2021.
Yeah.
Only Kentucky winning a regular season championship, and then I guess Tennessee tying us in 18. And then look, this year Alabama's probably going to win it. I mean, they're in the best position to be able to win it. So if that's the case now, you'd be talking 5 out of the last 6 years, with Alabama winning 2 and us winning 3.
Mm-hmm. Bruce Pearl, our guest tonight. Tiger Talk coming to you from Neville Arena before Auburn and South Carolina play in women's basketball. Stay tuned. Tiger Talk continues in a moment.
Working unsafely around underground utilities could put you at risk for outages, injury, and loss of life. Don't risk it. Alabama 811 plays a vital role in taking the request to have the underground utilities marked. It's free, it's simple, it's the law. Visit al811.com for more info.
By now, your daily routine is probably a little too routine. Don't you want to change? Don't you want to start playing by your own rules and escape the routine so your fantasy becomes reality? Where every night is an adventure, where new flavors are ready to be tasted, where it feels like you're a winner. Take a chance. Reward yourself. Make your routine anything but routine. Escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and windcreekcasino.com.
It's a great day for Auburn Tigers to get vaccinated. COVID and flu vaccines are an important tool to help stop the pandemic. The Alabama Department of Public Health is offering the COVID and flu vaccines to anyone 6 months and older. COVID and flu. The COVID and flu vaccines are safe, effective, and free. COVID and flu are still on the rise. Don't let COVID and flu stop you from supporting your favorite team. Continue to help protect yourself, your friends, and our campus by getting the COVID and flu vaccines. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
Tiger fans, it's game day. Time to put on the team colors, set up the tailgate, and enjoy some football. Of course, no tailgate is complete without Golden Flake snacks. From our crispy potato chips, our light and airy pork skins, to our deliciously cheesy cheese puffs, you're certain to score big. So grab a bag of Golden Flake or any of our delicious snacks from the Utz family of brands. It's game time. Tailgate with Golden Flake, celebrating 65 years as the official salty snack of the Auburn Tigers.
We've invented a new messaging system using the crisp sounds of Bud Light. Crisp code, lesson 86. This is how you say, gee willikers, it's a hot one. Let's cool down with some Bud Lights. That's it for today. Bud Light, crisp.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
From mobile banking to retirement planning to business loans, Trustmark is the bank that fits you to a T. Trustmark. People you trust. Advice that works. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Tiger Talk from the Auburn Sports Network. Back to Andy and Brad.
All right, we're live at Neville Arena. Women's basketball taking on number 1 South Carolina in just about 30 minutes from now here tonight. We're visiting with head men's basketball coach Bruce Pearl. It's Auburn and Alabama in the Outlive game Saturday at 1 o'clock Central Time. College Game Day will be here. Their show originates from the arena starting at 10 o'clock Central. Just going to be another really, really great day. You know, I thrive on the hard-hitting questions. I try to ask the best questions on the show, Coach, so are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. They just did a spoof on the video board for the Golden Girls featuring the women's basketball team. What was your favorite TV show growing up?
Oh, wow. You have no basketball questions in your book. You're gonna go ahead and throw me a TV show, huh?
Well, I've got them. I just wanted to throw that out there too.
You know what? I don't know. I was sort of a Hogan's Heroes, McHale's Navy. You know, F Troop, kind of, you know, that kind of comedy.
Corporal Agarn.
I loved Agarn. Yeah, I loved Agarn. Why does everybody call me so dumb? Right? I mean, those were really, 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 really good. Really good stuff.
All right. See, I know better to ask you, like, how much zone versus man we're going to see on Saturday. I'm not going to ask you the in-depth basketball stuff for that game, so figured we'd start there. Saturday is the Outlive game, and we just hope to see 9,100 people here wearing the Outlive shirt.
Well, first of all, it's a real opportunity. The bottom line, the Outlive is a message. You're going to outlive cancer if you get it detected, and you got to get checked. You got to get your prostate checked, and if you could do that here at the game, men over 40 on Saturday will be doing that. Free, thanks to the Mike Sly Foundation, and thank Anna Sly for setting that all up. And they've done that for now 3 years in a row. And we're going to get about 8 to 10% of the men that test are going to have prostate cancer. How about that?
Yeah.
And so if you're listening, get here, get tested. I think that, and then the other thing too, people can write checks to Outlive or the Bruce Pearl Family Foundation. 100% of those donations go directly to cancer patients that are battling cancer. And so, we're always looking for a great way to help somebody out. And we've gotten some, great contributions from our fans. And so appreciate that. And last year we gave out $250,000. So let's hope we can do the same thing.
2 schools have had game day on their campus 3 straight years. We'll take out the COVID year because no one had game day. Auburn, Duke.
Yep.
What does it mean to be in that group?
It's what we worked for. It's what we came to Auburn for, to be able to bring credibility, to our program and some championships. And it just means so much to Auburn, the city. It means so much to our university. I mean, you talk about our admissions being up. We had almost 50,000 students apply for the freshman class.
Crazy.
At a time when universities around the country, are having a hard time attracting students, we're having a hard time, having enough beds and everything for the quality of the students who are getting. And I think it's deserved. Auburn is doing such a great job, teaching and teaching our men and women to be Auburn men and women. Man, you love your country, you love your God, you love your neighbor, you want to work hard, then this is an unbelievable place to come and go to school and live.
Seeing some of that support. I've seen some of your guys here in the crowd already. They'll be here watching a little bit of this women's game tonight, and the student athletes supporting student athletes. We're now used to seeing that around here.
Oh, absolutely. It's a really good thing. I mean, I know our volleyball team really appreciate all the support that they got this year, and they were doing so well. And our women's basketball team have won like 3 out of the last 4 games, and we're a little undersized and obviously playing the number 1 team in South Carolina right now, but maybe South Carolina's looking past Auburn and looking towards the game against LSU. At least I hope so.
Absolutely. As you look at Alabama, you've met with the media today. You and I talked as we taped your TV show today. You're not messing around when you're talking about this Alabama team and its talent level coming in here.
No, they've got the best talent in the country.
Right.
Nate's recruited 4 straight amazing classes. Not only recruit great players, but they've done a great job with their evaluations. Nate's one of the very best coaches in the country, I believe. I don't like saying it. I don't like saying Nick Saban is one of the best football coaches in the country. I don't, but he is.
Right. Yeah.
And he's demonstrated that. Now, we've won 3 championships. They've only won 1. He's got to win another one and win 2. So I must say that too. But look, what they do offensively is hard to guard. It's space well. They shoot 11 threes. How about this? They're number 1 in the country, number 1 in the league in 2-point and 3-point field goal percentage, and they're number 1 in the league in 2-point and 3-point field goal percentage defense.
Yeah.
I mean, the difference is they're guarding at a high level and with great intensity. Because look, he's been talented before. I mean, they've been really talented before, and the only real year they won was that one year when they had one of my favorite players. I'm 62. He's with New Orleans right now. Herb Jones.
Okay.
Herb Jones was the guy that really made that whole thing go. And right now it's guys like Sears, guys like Quinterly, the older guys, tough guys. And so they're, again, transition, they're elite. Their ball screen stuff, it's really, really good. This is a Final Four caliber club.
Couple of offensive keys, Coach, for your group in the game Saturday.
Well, obviously not turn the ball over. Yeah. I think we can, too, score in transition. So I do think the tempo will be up a little bit. We got to try to, but not turn over, because if it gets to be a track meet, they're going to win the track meet. But we're going to run. You've got your ball screen defense is going to be important. How do you guard Miller? He might, he's the best freshman in the league. He's probably the best player in the league. He'll go to the top 5 in the draft. He's a kid that we had on campus and an official visit. But his dad played football at Alabama, and obviously great family, great kid. They got great size, shot blockers, rim protectors. There really isn't very much of a deficiency, other than a ton of tournament experience. But from all the other standpoints, they've been good. Their margin of victory in the SEC is plus 22.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I ain't never seen anything quite like that.
Right.
Coach, we're going to let you slip away here. We're going to talk to Katie Johnson and Darian Goborn to finish out the show.
How about that, huh?
I saw the look on your face. You got any suggestions for what we should or shouldn't ask Katie?
I wish you'd have both of them on the show, and I'd love to see a dance-off. Because I'd like to see Darian and KD in a dance-off.
Oh.
Because he's got some swag.
Yeah?
He got some moves.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about it then.
Yeah, talk about it. All right, I'm going to get off right now so you can spend some time with those kids.
All right, thank
you,
Coach. War Eagle.
Thank you.
All right, Bruce Pearl with us here on Tiger Talk. Stick around. Katie Johnson next. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Tiger Talk has been Auburn's weekly coaches show for over 30 years. Join Bruce Pearl and other Auburn coaches every Thursday night at 6 Central. Send questions by tweeting at AU Sports Network or by emailing aubtigertalk@gmail.com. Tiger Talk is presented by Alpha Insurance. Don't miss Tiger Talk, Thursdays at 6 Central, only on the Auburn Sports Network.
The 2-minute warning, the caution flag, the 4. At PNC Bank, we believe in the power of a helpful watch out. That's why we created Low Cash Mode, the new financial watch out that gives you multiple options and at least 24 hours of extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Low Cash Mode on Virtual Wallet from PNC Bank. Available on all virtual wallet products. To learn more, visit pnc.com/lowcashmode. Copyright 2021, the PNC Financial Services Group, Inc. All rights reserved. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Campbell under center. Campbell's going to throw on the play action into the end zone. Touchdown!
Hi, this is Jason Campbell. The game has changed. The future of Auburn athletics demands a strong name, image, and likeness collective. That's On to Victory, the NIL collective for Auburn student athletes. I urge you to support On to Victory. You can improve the lives of our players and give our teams the best chance for success. Learn more at ontovictory.com.
Hey Tiger fans, join Coach Johnny Harris and the Auburn women's basketball staff for the Coach Jay Show. The show airs live on location from Baumhauer's Victory Grill every Monday at 6 p.m. Get the latest updates on the Tigers from Coach Jay while enjoying delicious food from Baumhauer's. The show is available locally on FM Talk 93.9 FM and anywhere else on the Auburn Game Day app. Make your plans now to join us for the Coach Jay Show at Baumhauer's Victory Grill, Mondays at 6. War Eagle.
This is Tiger Talk tonight from Neville Arena before the Auburn, South Carolina women's basketball game. You can listen to that game on FM Talk 93.9. Britt Bowen, Dr. Larry DeShera on the call. We welcome in Auburn guard and quite a personality, Katie Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Joins us. Well, all right, War Eagle, good to have you here tonight.
Nice to be here.
Tonight's show brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. All Chick-fil-A locations in Alabama proudly support the Auburn Tigers.
All right, so Coach said, let me just jump right in here.
Yeah, why not?
Coach said that he really thought it would be good to have you and Darian Goburn on at the same time and have a little dance-off. You wouldn't back down from a little dance competition with the Queen at all, would you?
Nah, never. I actually think I'll come out with the win on that one. So, BP behind me, and I feel confident about that.
Would you go in with the plan, or does it just come naturally to you?
It just come naturally.
I figured that, yeah.
No script on this. It's just going to come natural.
I love that. Katie, you have been playing well of late. And I know you're putting in work, and how satisfying is it to see some results from that work and to see things kind of trending upward for you?
On a personal standpoint, that's very well for me. I haven't been playing as myself in a few games, so me coming on late, this is probably the right time for me to come on, so this is a perfect time for the team.
What has been the difference for you in the last, your double figures in 3 of your last 4 games?
Just being more focused, just being patient when I get in, not rushing anything, and, playing hard and coming out with the energy that I know I can be and being myself.
Energy is a huge part of it. I mean, you are energy off the bench, aren't you?
Yes, sir, and that's what my team needs, and I'm going to keep giving it to them.
Absolutely.
When did you start playing basketball, Katie?
Probably in the 8th grade. But, I played around the park all my life. So, organized team, 8th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
So you were that old then when you started playing organized?
Yes, sir.
Has this been your personality on the court all the way back to 8th grade? Or has it sort of developed a little more the older you've gotten?
This has been me since I was young, Since I was playing basketball in the park, I'm screaming, turned up, just the energy from where I'm from. So playing in front of a lot of people there, it gets me hyped up. So I kind of got that early.
How long have you gone by KD rather than Kadarius?
Since I was young.
Okay.
My nickname is actually Biscuit.
Biscuit.
That's what they call me.
Why?
Yes.
How did you get the nickname?
My mom came up with it, and, my family just stuck with it. So everybody that's been close to me, they know that.
Is that all right to call you Biscuit?
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Okay. All right.
KD just came along, for basketball.
Okay.
So really started playing basketball and got focused on basketball, that came along with that. So I've been sticking with my KD for a long time.
All right.
Made the move from Georgia to Auburn. How rewarding has this experience been for you over the last season and now 2/3 or so?
Oh, this has been great, awesome. You know, I've been loving every second of it since I got here to me coming here now, you know. Just the atmosphere, the people, everybody, you know, everybody is just loving here. And the experience with basketball, me playing on the BP, you know, I've been wanting to do that for a long time. We had a bond since I was in high school. So he got on me early, and I appreciate him for that. So me playing under him now and getting the wisdom that he got, he passing it down to me each and every day. So I feel like I'm becoming a better player every day.
We asked BP about this. What does it mean to you guys, the players, that game day will be here for a third time and for the second straight year since you've been here at Auburn?
You know, that's great for the fans, you know, for you guys to come watch a great game like that, for the top team in the country to come in here and we can host them and we can give y'all a show and hopefully come out with a dub Saturday.
A dub.
It is a little bit about the show, isn't it? I mean, you want to win the game, but there's kind of a showmanship to this. It is putting on a show for the fans. You recognize that part of it.
Most definitely, because, you know, coming over here, I'm from Georgia. I got the understanding of the Alabama and Auburn rivalry early, so I know it's kind of furious rivalry right there. So, you know, we got to take this game serious and get the dub for you guys.
Last year, you beat Alabama at their place and at our place. Which of the two was more satisfying for you?
For me, I could say at their place, because we came in that game with a statement of trying to win, because, you know, they beat us at our house in the football season, and, you know, they actually did they did that to us right there in front of us. We was on the field.
Yeah.
So, you know, we just went with a mindset of getting back for our people, you know, the Auburn community.
Some keys, KD, for this game Saturday, defensively especially. They're such a good offensive team. They've been jumping out on people. What are some of the things you guys have to do defensively against them?
We just got to come down and run the sets that BP give us, you know, slow down a little bit from turning the ball over and get it going a little bit in transition. And if we can get that going and stop them on defense, we'll be okay.
KD, when you're coming off the bench right now, talk about a mindset for you to come in, because, I mean, you're not trying to ease into the ball game. I mean, it is immediate for you when you're coming into the ball game.
You know, me coming off the bench, anytime I'm coming in, you know, I got to come in and have that energy whenever I get the chance to step on that court. So I just take that personal and give it my all whenever I get out there.
People would be surprised if all they ever do is watch you on the court to see you a little more subdued, a little more laid back. What do you do with your downtime? What do you do away from basketball?
I like buying clothes, shoes a little bit. You know, I play the video game a lot.
Okay.
I'm really a type of chill person, you know, staying inside. I'm not really.
Is there a game as a go-to game for you?
Definitely Madden and 2K.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. More so Madden, though. I play that a lot.
Okay.
What team? What team do you?
It's between the Eagles and the Chiefs. You know, they the best team, so, you know, I want to win, so I got to choose the best team. I got to choose the best team.
That's why you came to Auburn.
Yeah, most definitely.
Who's winning
about that one?
Who's winning the Super Bowl on Sunday?
I hope the news was fake this morning. I seen a kind of a news of Patrick Mahomes being out, but I hope that's not true.
Yeah,
so,
he'll be playing.
He'll play.
Okay, so I still got to go with the Eagles. They've been on the roll.
Okay.
I think the Eagles are going to come out with it.
All right. You know, Andy's a shoe guy, too. You guys may have to get together.
Probably not the same shoes, but I do like shoes.
We're still in the department of shoes.
There we
baby.
go.
That's all that
right.
matters. As long as you're in the department of shoes, you like shoes, we got something in common.
There we go.
Right. What do you need from this crowd on Saturday, KD, before we let you go?
Just being the same. You know, they always come out and show love no matter what. So, you know, just be yourself, and we're going to come out and give y'all the show y'all want.
There you go.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
And War Eagle.
War Eagle. Thank you, KD.
KD
Yes,
Johnson
sir.
joining us here on Tiger Talk. Stay with us. We're going to switch, talk some gymnastics when we come back to Neville Arena. About 13 minutes away from tip-off between Auburn and South Carolina. Women's basketball, that's the number one team in the country coming into this building tonight. Gymnastics will feature 2 top 10 programs here tomorrow night. The Queen, Darian Gobourn, joins us in just a couple of minutes when Tiger Talk continues in a moment.
Communities don't just happen. They're built by people. From the big moments to the small acts of kindness. It's the authentic connections we make that define us. At Alpha Insurance, we know that every day you're building things that are worth protecting. Because for us, this is more than coverage. It's who we are. Alpha Insurance, building tomorrow together.
Hey, this is head coach Bruce Pearl. Here at Auburn, we revere our traditions. But it's the tradition of hard work that really speaks to me. It's about improving your game every single day and being the best that you can be. In the truck game, Ford has a tradition too. A relentless commitment to building smarter, tougher, and more dependable trucks. That's why I drive Ford F-150, the official truck of the Auburn Tigers. Learn more at buyfordnow.com.
Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for more information.
Hey, I'm Charles Barkley. Call for a Redmont and water at bars and restaurants throughout the great state of Alabama. Redmont Vodka, available at select ABC stores and package stores. Redmont Vodka is 8 times distilled, gluten-free, and is made from non-GMO corn. Looking to support a local business? Redmont Distilling is Alabama proud and minority owned. Learn more online at redmontdistilling.com.
This is the moment you've been waiting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our home.
When you step onto the court and into the spotlight. The moment to show that hard work and long days pay off. Because when that final shot leaves your hands and we leave our seats, that powerful moment connects us all.
Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
Power for a better Alabama.
This is the Auburn Sports Network, and you're listening to Tiger Talk. Back to Brad and Andy.
We are live at Neville Arena, where women's basketball in about 10 or 11 minutes tips off here against top-ranked South Carolina. And we are joined by Darian Goborn, who is a part of the number 5 Auburn Gymnastics team, who will host a top 10 showdown with LSU here. And we'll do a couple of quick segments with Darian. They're going to sing the national anthem in just a little under 5 minutes, so we're going to split this up into a couple of segments. But Darian, thank you very much for making time to be with us again here courtside. This is a lot of fun.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
The Queen, do you like that? Do you like the Queen moniker?
I love it. It makes me feel so empowered, but it also allows me to use that power and that strength that I feel to help encourage others. So it's so special.
Well, I mean, we see you use it in your floor. I mean, that's right off the bat, right?
Yes.
The crown?
Yeah, so I like to put it on right in the beginning because, I mean, this is a big routine that I'm doing, and it makes me, like I said, it makes me feel so confident, and it just makes me feel secure in what I'm about to do. Well,
and the jungle gets into your routine, too. I mean, you're waving, they're waving right in the middle.
Yes, it's just so special. I love them, and I'm always looking forward to that last performance on floor, even if it's at 9 o'clock at night, because I know they're going to have my back. And really interact with me.
What is the difference, Darian, in your practice routine and then when it's time for the performance? Because I guess how different is it from the performance, given that the environment is so different? You have the electricity and the energy when it comes competition time.
And so the only difference is really the energy that I get from the audience, which is much needed. But I try to practice how I'm going to perform, because with my routine comes endurance, and I'm dancing a lot, I'm tumbling, so I try to practice how I'm going to compete, and obviously that adrenaline is helpful, and that energy that I get from the arena is super helpful as well.
Is energy a factor, or is it a challenge for you when you get to that final floor exercise? Because you know at home, it all is coming down a lot of times to you right in front of us. Well, right about where the floor is. Is energy at all a factor for you?
Yes, it's a big factor. I trust myself, and I trust that I'm going to deliver a great routine, but it really is helpful when everyone has just great energy and is screaming, and it's just, like I said, it's helpful. It's late, and so we practice at like 2 o'clock, so I'm not doing routines at 9 o'clock every day.
Right.
And so I really need that extra push to get me going.
Probably 9 o'clock for that routine tomorrow night with the meet that starts at 7:30. So I want to ask about the team element versus the individual. I mean, you've got your individual routine, but team scores matter, but it's a little bit like you're not passing a ball to set up somebody else's shot. So talk about working on your own individual routines, but also being a part of this cohesive team?
Yeah, so working on your individual routines is important, and working on what you need to work on to score the highest that you can score to help the team score. But it's really important to just add that score and score as high as you can so that you're setting up your other teammates. Like, I'm not last on everything. So, for example, on bars, I like to set Suni up for a great score so that we can have a 49 plus, which is like a really good score, to just have a great meet. And so it's super important.
All right, talk about the mindset of the team coming out of the Alabama meet, where on one hand, it's the best road score for Auburn.
Yeah.
It's the best score for Auburn this year, but I know you also wanted to win that competition, and now you're coming back home against another top 10 team here in LSU tomorrow night.
Yeah, that was a little bittersweet just because, like you said, it was the highest road score, but we wanted it so bad, and we knew going in that we were the better team. Just not only saying that because I'm on that team, but the rankings, and just I felt like we were the better team that night, and things happened, and going in, we knew that there were things that we couldn't control, like scoring, and so we did the best that we could do. And like I said, it's bittersweet, but we're going to move on and do great this week.
Darian, how old were you when you got into gymnastics? Do you remember your very first experience?
No, I was so young. I think I was I started pretty late, so 7. And people usually start when they're like 2 years old, mommy and me class. But I started at 7, and I don't even remember my first meet. I was probably out there just doing whatever, just looking crazy, but it really blossomed into something so special.
When did that happen? Do you remember a time when you sort of transitioned into, I can do this at a really high level?
Absolutely. It's when I left. So I went to 2 gyms in my lifetime. So the first gym that I started off, that was the gym where kind of everything happened. Like, I got the feel of gymnastics, and it was just fun. But I left and went to another gym that was more high level, and so this was like level 9, level 10, and it started getting real, and I started realizing how good I was and that I had a chance to do something special.
All right,
really
we're gonna take a break. They're about to go to the national anthem. Darian's going to stay with us through the break. We'll have more of Tiger Talk. Stay tuned. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
The Auburn Basketball Review is your weekly recap and preview of what's happening with the Tigers. Highlights, interviews, special features, plus Bruce Pearl's breakdown of what the Tigers are doing in the week ahead. Find the show on stations throughout Alabama, Valley Sports Southeast, the Auburn Tigers channel on YouTube, and auburntigers.com. Look for the Auburn Basketball Review this weekend.
This is Auburn head coach and proud Ford F-150 owner, Bruce Pearl. The thing I hear most when people get in the cab of my F-150 is, this truck is huge. Well, I drive around some pretty big players, and when I get a 7-footer in the back seat and he's able to spread out, he's just blown away at how roomy and comfortable this truck is. So visit your local Ford dealer and check out Ford F-150, the official truck of the Auburn Tigers.
Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for more information.
It's a great day for Auburn Tigers to get vaccinated. COVID and flu vaccines are an important tool to help stop the pandemic. The Alabama Department of Public Health is offering the COVID and flu vaccines to anyone 6 months and older. COVID and flu. The COVID and flu vaccines are safe, effective, and free. COVID and flu are still on the rise. Don't let COVID and flu stop you from supporting your favorite team. Continue to help protect yourself, your friends, and our campus by getting the COVID and flu vaccines. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
Download the Auburn Game Day app. Find tickets, skip concession lines, be a part of game day giveaways, shop the latest Auburn gear, stay current with a comprehensive social media stream, participate in game day light shows, plus listen to every Auburn Sports Network broadcast, even when multiple games are happening simultaneously on the official mobile app of Auburn Athletics, the Auburn Game Day app. Get it today.
Heartfelt national anthem prior to Auburn's game tonight against South Carolina. We welcome you back to Neville Arena for tonight's game, and this is Tiger Talk. Andy Burcham along with Brad Law.
And Lift Every Voice is being sung now as part of Auburn's Salute to Black History Month. Outstanding, really outstanding as, again, part of Auburn's Salute to Black History Month here at Neville Arena ahead of the Tigers and South Carolina women's basketball. We are joined here by Darian Goborn from Auburn's gymnastics team. And Darian, you've talked about this now. It's Black History Month. We've talked about representation and the platform that you have in doing what you've done in this sport, and the message that you can give and the influence that you can have on others as a result of that platform.
Yeah, it's so important, and I'm so glad that I'm able to be in this space and use my platform to not only, encourage and inspire everyone, but little girls that look up to me, because I know I was once that little girl that really didn't have anybody to look up to in college gymnastics, and so I'm so glad that I can be that figure.
Talk about tomorrow night and gearing up for that from a mental standpoint. When are you kind of getting into the zone pregame?
So that starts in the beginning of the week.
Okay.
Yeah. So I like to journal, and it starts at practice, journaling exactly what I want to do, just getting in the frame of mind, because gymnastics is 90% mental and 10% physical. So I know that I trust my body, but really just getting my mind in the zone is super important.
Darian, thank you very much for being with us tonight. Really look forward to seeing you in action again tomorrow. War Eagle.
Thank you. War Eagle.
War Eagle, Darian.
Darian Goborn joining us here as Tiger Talk comes to a close from Neville Arena. Great crowd is gathering,
Indeed,
and they continue to file in here for Auburn women's basketball. General Manager of the Auburn Sports Network is Ben Harling. Tonight's studio engineer in our Skyview Auburn Sports Network studios, Anthony Lowe.
Tony.
For our guests, Demetra Buchanan, Bruce Pearl, KD Johnson, Darian Goborn. For the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham, I'm Brad Law. Thanks for listening to Tiger Talk.
You've been listening to Tiger Talk, presented by Alpha Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alpha Insurance covers it all. AlphaInsurance.com. Tonight's show has also been brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health. Together, we can create the best opportunity to support health and well-being for all Alabamians. By the simple southern goodness of Golden Flake, celebrating 65 years as the official salty snack of the Auburn Tigers. Alabama Power. At Alabama Power, we give 100% to achieve 99.9% dependability. Our commitment helps deliver power for a better Alabama. And by Wind Creek Hotel and Casino. With 3 Alabama locations in Atmore, Montgomery, and Wetumpka, you can escape every day at Wind Creek Hotel and Casino and WindCreekCasino.com. Tiger Talk is an exclusive presentation of the Auburn Sports Network, a division of Playfly Sports.